Here's something I picked up at the flea market a while back for next to nothing. And as you can see, the case is in pretty bad shape on it. This is a 1968 Imperial 4-speed child's record player. This is a vacuum tube unit, but since it's 1968, it's probably towards the end of the vacuum tube era. This is one of those, what they call a one-tube wonder. It just has one tube in it for the audio output stage, which is driven by a 3-volt crystal cartridge. And it just so happens the cartridge is what's wrong with this thing. And they don't make 3-volt cartridges anymore, so I'm either stuck with replacing it with a new old stock cartridge that could very well have problems from sitting up for years, or I can put a modern 1-volt cartridge in it and live with weak output, or I can add an extra preamp stage to this and get the output back up to what it originally was. But this is a 4-speed model, 16, 33, 45, 78. Has a plastic turntable platter and a little adapter for playing 45s. This is your volume control, nothing fancy here. As you can tell, the amplifier works. I had to replace the capacitors in the amplifier, which was no big job. Okay, I will open this up and let you see the inside. Okay, here's the underside. Here's your turntable motor. There's the here are the 2 electrolytic capacitors that I replaced. This is your silicon rectifier diode. The oldest models would use a vacuum tube for that purpose. Then they graduated to a selenium rectifier, and then they graduated up to this silicon type diode. There's another capacitor I replaced. There's your output tube, which is a 25 EH5. Older models of these players used a 25 L6 octal tube. This motor is actually a 90-volt motor, and it's wired in series with the filament of this 25-volt output tube. There's your speaker and audio output transformer. And as you can see, there's a hole there where another tube socket can easily be mounted. So if I decide to add an additional preamp stage to compensate for the more modern lower output cartridges, it'll be very easy to do so. Since this case is in such bad shape, I'm really not looking to spend much money on this. In fact, I'm probably going to dig through my junk stash and possibly find enough parts in my junk to get this going, because obviously it's not worth putting a bunch of money in. But anyway, hopefully very soon you'll be hearing this thing. Okay, hope you enjoyed it. More later.